Hello everyone and welcome back to this first presentation on the principles of exercise, health and fitness. And what we're going to be looking at today is our first presentation, which is on the components of fitness. But before we start, it's really important for you to know where this module fits into your overall qualification. And just so we've really got that confirmed before we start with the work, we're looking at unit number 4. It's all about the principles of exercise and health and fitness, and it's assessed through a multiple choice paper. So it's very much the same as anatomy and physiology in that we come in and we do a theory-based paper. However, the content that we're going to be studying is going to be very different. So let's get going. And really, to get us started, the aim of today's session is for us to have a better understanding of the components of fitness and really what makes up a fitness as a human being or a healthy person. What is fitness? And we'll be able to look at something called the skill-related components of fitness, and we'll also be looking at the health-related components of fitness and what the differences are between health-related and skill-related fitness. And then a little bit later on in the presentation, we'll also take a look at the factors that can affect health and fitness as well. So first up, fitness can be defined in many ways, okay? So we've got a few definitions here. We've got a state of well-being that provides optimal performance. We've got attributes related to how well one performs physical activity. Fitness is a successful adaptation to the stresses of one's lifestyle. The ability to carry out everyday tasks with vigour, without excess stress or fatigue. And predominantly an instructor will focus upon the following benefits of fitness: health-related and skill-related. And from my experience, different clients and different people will define fitness in different ways. There will be people who will come to you and they might be very obese, and for them, being fit is getting healthy, being down at a normal weight, having a blood pressure that they can sustain, being able to go about their everyday tasks, so going about their life, going to the shops, going shopping, jumping in the car without getting out of breath, without suffering and having a rest. Then you'll have other clients. You'll have clients who want to perform at a very high level. So it could be that they are elite sports people. It could be that they are people who are very keen amateurs. So people who want to maybe run a marathon or run a personal best for a 10K, or they might be footballers or other sports players who really want to get in shape so they can perform to their optimal when they go on the pitch. And your job as a gym instructor or a personal trainer later on will be to support those people and help them to meet their needs. And it's important to understand what fitness is and really what fitness represents to that different clientele. And that'll all come down to you understanding the needs of the client and our unit 2 that we've covered off a little bit earlier. But for now, let's really focus in on what is health-related fitness and what is skill-related fitness. And health-related fitness really is all of the things that we need to keep us healthy. So without these things, if we didn't have these things in place, then we wouldn't be a healthy, well-functioning human being. So, for example, if we look at cardiovascular fitness, and we've got the definition here, so cardiovascular fitness is the ability of the heart and lungs to take in, transport, and utilise oxygen during exercise. So if we couldn't take in and utilise oxygen, we wouldn't be able to walk to the shops. We wouldn't be able to go up and down the stairs, okay? So we're not looking at cardiovascular fitness here and saying we need to have really good cardio so that we can do long distance events and endurance type activity. Cardiovascular fitness is essential for our health because we can't breathe in oxygen, and if we can't use it, we can't be healthy and we can't get around. Same with muscular strength. So when I say muscular strength, I think that conjures up a lot of ideas and thoughts maybe around people who are very strong and picking up big weights in the gym and bodybuilding type activity. But if we look at the definition, okay, muscular strength can be defined as the maximum amount of force a muscle group or muscles can generate during one contraction. So if I give you an example, if I wanted to perhaps go to the shops and pick up my shopping, I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have a certain amount of muscular strength. And again, we go back to that point about health and fitness. If we can't make that contraction and if we can't pick up a certain weight, particularly if it's a very low weight, then we can't be a healthy human being. Muscular endurance is at the bottom, so muscular strength and muscular endurance can't be confused. Muscular endurance is really defined as the ability of a muscle or group of muscles to contract repeatedly for extended periods of time. So again, muscular endurance may conjure up in your head images of long distance running, of endurance type events, but other examples could be going up the stairs, all right? That's muscular endurance. It's the same muscles repeatedly firing and moving and contracting to move us up and down the stairs. If we can't do that, we can't live a healthy life, and that's what I'm trying to get to. And we also have, oh, gone too far. We also have another two to look at: flexibility and body composition. All right, flexibility is how far and what range of movement we have at a particular joint. So if the joint is unflexible, it means that we can't move it very much. So if I had a very, very unflexible shoulder and I couldn't move it at all, I couldn't do things like picking up my mobile phone. I couldn't sit down and type at the computer, all right? If I was that inflexible, it would cause me to have an unhealthy life. Body composition, so that's the amount of fat, bone and muscle in the human body. And if we were carrying an excessive amount of fat, we'd be unhealthy, I think, as you all know. If we have a healthy body composition, that is dependent, men and women are different, but maybe for men, if it was something below 16%, 20% max, that would be a healthy body composition. Once we start going above that, we're carrying around lots of excess weight, it makes it difficult for us to get around, and we're not healthy. So those are the components of health-related fitness. And opposite to that, we have skill-related fitness. And skill-related fitness really is something where we need skill-related fitness to take part in particular sports or activities. So health-related fitness, we need to keep it healthy. Skill-related fitness, we use for particular activities. So if we look at this, I think it will make more sense. So if we look at speed, speed is about quickness of movement, whether it's the legs of a runner or the arm of a shot putter. It's about really, really moving really, really quickly. And for us to be healthy, we don't have to move really quickly, all right? But if we're going to win the 100 meters sprint event, we're going to have some speed. And that's where you come in as a gym instructor or a trainer or a coach or an educator, whatever it might be. Knowing the difference between this health and skill-related fitness will be very valuable, because if you understand what the needs of the athlete and what you're trying to train them for, we're then going to get a better result. And if we were to look at power, we've digressed a little, but if we were to look at power is the combination of strength and speed, and it's the ability to, it's maximum muscular contractions instantly. So if you think of someone who needs a lot of power, that's something like a shot putter is going to have to be really powerful to have one big maximal movement, whereas speed's a little bit different. So speed will be executed over a period. So a 100-meter sprinter will execute their speed for 10 seconds. Shot putter, they'll be over in a couple of seconds and they'll be all done. That's the difference between speed and power. I've then got reaction time. So reaction time is the ability to respond quickly to a stimulus. So again, if we go back to the sprinter, start gun going off, that's reaction time, being able to move very, very quickly as soon as that stimulus happens. Same thing in something like a BMX race or the start of a Formula 1 Grand Prix. All the cars, all the bikes are lined up, and as soon as the lights change to green or the start gate falls down, they need to execute quickly, and that's what reaction time is. A couple of others. We have coordination, balance, and agility, and these might seem very similar, but when we look at them a little bit more closely, they're not similar. They're their own individual traits, and they have their own different things going on. So Coordination is the ability to move two or more body parts under control smoothly and efficiently. So if we imagine someone being coordinated, that's something like a tennis player. So they need to run and step and also use the arms to hit that tennis ball, okay? So they're moving the legs and the arms and they're using the eyes to look at the ball and where they're going. That's what coordination is. We don't have balance. So balance is the ability to control the body's position, either stationary or whilst moving. And to a certain extent, balance could be seen as health related, because if we had no balance at all, we wouldn't be able to get around, we wouldn't be able to stand up, and we wouldn't be able to walk. But in this context here at level 2, balance is a skill. It's something that is learnt and we can get better at. And the kind of athletes that need balance, who would think of a footballer? Footballer needs to be able to stand on one leg so that they can kick the ball with the other leg, and that's a very, very simple explanation there of balance and how that can come in as a skill. And again, if we were to look at something like a gymnast, someone on the beam, they need to have a very good balance, because the surface area that they've got to work with is very low and it's very thin, so they need to have good balance to be able to execute in their sport. And then finally, we've got agility, and agility is the ability to perform a series of explosive power movements in rapid succession in opposing directions. So balance is really going stationary or moving in one direction. Agility is changing direction quickly and being able to move quickly and more dynamically. And that's the difference between balance and agility. So what kind of factors will affect our health-related fitness? So this is the things that we keep healthy and what we need to be able to live our life, really. And there's a range of things here if we look down the bullet points, and I'm sure you're all aware that as we get older, our health-related fitness will start to deteriorate. So we won't have as much muscle mass. The lungs won't be able to take in as much air as they used to. And as we get older, we probably won't be as strong and we can't run as far as we used to. And that's how age affects us. Gender. So different genders are made up in different ways genetically. Men will have a lot more muscle mass and more strength than women. Women are set up slightly differently for things like childbirth. Their skeleton's slightly different, and the amount of muscle that they carry around on their frame is different as well. And those are the main differences in gender. We also have physique and body type. So, some people are very tall and skinny and built for endurance. Some people are more powerful and stronger. Different people are made up in different ways. What we eat, our diet, will affect us massively, especially in terms of body composition, which we looked at earlier. Okay, if we're eating a lot of fat, sugar, all those unhealthy things, we're going to carry around more fat tissue and we're going to be a less healthy human being. The more active we are, the more we get around, and the more exercise we do, the stronger the bones are going to be, the stronger the muscles will be, and we'll look at some of the individual effects a little bit later on. And then we also have things like illness, drugs, and stress. So if we are ill, if we're taking certain drugs, if we're very stressed at work, that's going to mean that our physical performance is not the same as it ordinarily would be. So now we should be able to define the components of health-related fitness. We should be able to define the components of skill-related fitness and know the difference between health-related and skill-related. And we also should be more aware of some of those factors that really affect us when we start to exercise, and exactly how they affect the body. As always, any questions at all, email them in or give us a text or a phone call, whatever it might be that suits you. And I'll see you again at the next presentation.